welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. My name's Fiona, and in today's craft and chat video I'm going to be doing some diamond painting. I recently got an order through from Beebeecraft, which was gifted to me as part of their YouTube influencer program, and in that order I had a diamond painting kit. Now if you've not seen the unboxing video, I will link that for you. Go over and watch it and see what else I got. But this diamond painting kit was in there, and I did put a poll up on my channel saying what would you like to see me doing first, and the first thing that came up was the Valentine vase. So I did that a couple of weeks ago, and I will link that for you as well. The second thing in the poll was the diamond painting, so I thought I would do that today. Apologies I didn't do a craft and chat video last week. I wasn't very well, I was in my bed, but we're all good now, so I was so looking forward to getting on and doing this. Now, like I said, this was gifted to me. I will have the link for it in the description below, and I will also have the link to the Beebeecraft website as well. And a discount code, don't forget that, very important. It's always good to save pennies where we can. Right, now, this kit actually came with stickers and keyrings. So today I'm not going to do the stickers, I'm going to put them aside, but I am going to do one of the keyrings with you. So let's have a look and see what we'll do. They're all very cute. I have to say, they are very cute. I like that one, he's very cheeky. Yeah, I think I'll do that one. Now, what I intend to do is, I'm going to do like a bit of a tutorial. I know that a lot of people who do diamond painting think it's very self-explanatory, which it pretty much is, but there are some people out there who really fancy trying it but aren't sure where to start. So I thought I would do this as a bit of a tutorial, show you how to get it all kitted up and ready to start, and show you how you actually start. And while I'm finishing it off, I'll just have a little chat with you, so it's like a whipping chat. Right, so in the kit, as well as the keyring, we have got the drills that we need. Now, people call them diamonds, crystals, whatever you want. The official term is drills, and they're lovely sparkly ones, gorgeous colours. Now, you will see on each of the packet there is a number, so 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 7. And on the actual keyring, we have numbers. It'll be 1 through to 7. There might not be all of the numbers on here because all of these drills are for all of the keyrings. But basically what we want to do is get all the drills put into little containers so we know which drill goes on which part. It's painting by numbers but with drills rather than paint. So, how you actually separate these is up to you. You can keep them in their little bags if you want, or you can put them in little plastic bags, which quite often come with the kits. So, for example, this is the kit that came with it. It's got the drill tray, the wax and the pen. I'll go over them in a second. But quite often you will get these little bags as well, and what these are for is putting your drills in, because if you keep them in that, there's no way of resealing it and they can get all spilled everywhere, which can be a bit of a nightmare. So if you put them in something like this, you can reseal them when you're not using them. And you can put a sticker on the front and put the number on it, or you can just put a bit of paper in beside it with the number. So let's have a look and see how many numbers we're actually needing for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I don't think we need a 6, but other than that we need all the rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there's not enough. So I will show you my alternative, and it's something that most diamond painters use, and it is this. And it's basically, it's little plastic boxes that the lids open individually. So you can put your drills in, and I basically just stuck stickers on them. And what I do is I write the symbol or the letter or the number, depending on what diamond painting it is you're doing, in pencil, so that you can then rub it out and redo it accordingly. So I'm going to put these from 1 to 7 in here. I'm just going to start with rubbing these out. I'm then going to take a pencil and just write 1 to 7 on them. So number 1, number 2, and I am then going to put them in the relevant compartment. Number 7, just snip the corner and pop them in. Then make sure you close the lid before you open the next one and start again. So number 6, just make sure you're definitely putting the right colour in the right one, and I will just go ahead and continue doing this. Now we have got 2 packets with number 1 on it. That must be the most common drill out of all of the keyrings, so you need more of them. It's entirely up to you whether you put 1 in your container and leave 1 in the packet, or put both in your container. It is up to you, it's your own preference. I'm just going to put 1 in just now, but if you do leave the other 1 in the packet, don't forget to leave your packet with the rest of your keyrings so that you know that's what it goes with. There we go, so that's us all kitted up. We've got all of our drills in there ready to go. We have got our little keyring ready to start. Oops. Now let's have a look at the rest of the kit. The drill tray, or boat as I call it, this is where you will put your drills, 1 colour at a time depending what part of the keyring you're working on, or the canvas. This is exactly the same principle whether it's like an acrylic shape, a sticker, a canvas, any kind of diamond painting that you're doing, it's exactly the same principle. You have got your drill pen, which has got a little nib on the end, and there's a tiny hollow bit there, and this is what you use to pick up the drills from your drill tray, but they don't stick very well just as it is, so that's why we have the wax. Now, it's important to note that the wax comes with a plastic coating on both sides, so you need to peel the plastic coating up on at least one side before you try to use it, or else it doesn't work. Trust me, I've been there and I've tried it. Right, and basically what we do is we put some of the wax on the pen to pick the drills up, but I'll show you that in a second. Now I'm just going to put a bit of white paper under my keyring because I don't know how easy you're going to be able to see it with this patterned mat that's down here. That might be a bit easier for you to see. Now, the other thing that we need to remember is that there is a protective film on the actual keyring as well. Now, this is a double-sided one, so it's the same pattern on both sides, and you get enough drills to drill both sides so that if it is a keyring or a hanging decoration, whichever way it turns, it's nice and sparkly. The blank, the keyring, the sticker, the canvas, whatever it is the sticky bit. The drills aren't sticky. You don't need to use glue, there's no mess, there's no fuss. Basically, the film that is over this stops it being sticky, and as soon as you're going to start, you need to peel the protective film back like that, and that is the sticky bit. Okay, now when you are an experienced diamond painter, some people do just, if it's a small item like this, they take the whole cover off and then just go ahead and diamond paint. I would recommend that you don't do that, especially as a beginner, because any area that's exposed is very sticky and it attracts hair and dust and things like that. And also your hand gets stuck to it and it's just a carry-on. So it's easier to just expose a small area at a time. Especially in this house where we've got 5 dogs and a cat. There's plenty of hairs around. So it's up to you again where you start. Some people start left to right, top to bottom like you're right. Some people start right to left, bottom to top. It's entirely up to you. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I'm probably just going to start down here and with the number 1 now. Let me see if you can see properly. Oh, where the white areas are, there's a little number 1 in a circle. So that tells me that the drill that I want to use is in compartment number 1. So I'm going to pour some of the drills from here into this tray. You don't want too many because, trust me, oh, that's probably too many. Not that it really affects it, but if you're anything like me and just the slightest bit clumsy, you knock the tray and the drills go flying. So the smaller amount in there, the better for me. And if you give the tray a shake, you'll see that most of the drills end up the right side up. Now, when you look closely at the drills, there is a rounded side, which is the shiny one. It's actually hard to see with this colour. Do you know what? I'm going to put a different colour in just now, just to show you what I mean. Let's just go with number 2 just now because it's red, so it'll be easier for you to see. So, what we want to see in our drill tray is the coloured side up. So, the red bit we want up the way because if you see the silver bit, that's flat. And it's the flat bit that you want to stick to your piece. You want the coloured bit, the nice shiny sparkly bit, sticking up because you want that sticking up on your piece. So if I was to try to pick up a piece like that, it would go the wrong way round and it wouldn't sit properly on your blank because it would be the rounded bit. You want it to be the flat bit going against there. So if you give it a shake so that you've got as many of your drills as possible the right way up, so the rounded bit at the top, like that. I may as well just stick in my number 2 since it's in there. We've only got a few of them anyway. Right, so we are ready to go. What we need to do now is we need to get the nib of our pen sticky. So I'm going to peel back the film of the wax and basically I'm just going to stab the wax with my pen. So once I've done that, you can see there's a hole in the wax now and that bit of wax is in my pen there. And that basically just makes that bit sticky so that the drills stick to it. So I'm going to be doing number 2. It can be quite difficult sometimes to start peeling the film back. If you've not got nails, you can use, I don't know, a little needle or the end of scissors or something. Just be careful not to damage your actual diamond painting. Right, so I am exposing enough so that I can get into the number 2. Now all I want to do is take my pen, hover over one of the drills, pop my pen down on it, and you can see now that drill is sticking to my pen. And I basically transfer it from there onto the blank, like that. And again, so basically the size of the little circle on your blank is roughly the size of your drill. So you want to get it as centred as possible and just pop it down. You don't need to stamp it down or be overly aggressive with it. Basically, as soon as you take it, you touch it to your blank, the stickiness of the blank will take it off your pen, and that is that. So that is all of the number 2s done. Now I can put my film back down so that these bits aren't going to be exposed, and you can see I've done my first number. Right, let's go for number 1 now, like I was going to do in the first place. So I'm going to make sure. What I always do as well is I keep the lid of whatever number it is open while I'm using that number, so that if I have to go and answer the phone, if I have to go and see to the dogs, or if I get distracted in any way, when I come back, it's not so bad with this because the colours are all pretty different. But some diamond paintings, the colours are very similar, and you can think to yourself, oh, what number was I doing again? So I always just think it's good practice to leave the lid open. Obviously make sure it's out the way so you're not going to knock it over, but I just leave it open, and that way I know it's number 2. So if I was to go and answer the phone and came back and thought, oh, what number was that again? I would just look to see where the open lid was. Right, I'm going to go for number 1 now. So again, going to put some in my tray. like that. Give the tray a bit of a shake. And the trays are designed with little lines inside them that the drills fit nicely into, and as soon as you've got enough drills sitting the right way up, you can just go ahead and peel off your protective film, take your pen. You don't need to put more wax on your pen every time. It's basically just when you feel that the drills are getting a little bit difficult to pick up, you add some more wax. You don't need to do it very often. So I'm just going to pick up a drill and I am going to start diamond painting. And this, folks, is it. I know that, I hope I didn't sound like I was, I don't know, trying to teach my granny how to suck eggs, which is a weird expression, isn't it? I don't mean to sound condescending or anything like that, and if you are an experienced diamond painter, you're probably saying, oh, for God's sake, Fiona, get on with it, we know what to do. But we've all been there, we've all been completely new to it and sat with a kit in front of us thinking, what do I do? Where do I start? And even simple things like taking the film off the wax. I didn't know that at first. I couldn't figure out why my drills weren't picking up, why it wasn't sticky, and it was because I didn't have any wax on my drill pen, because I was trying to get it on with a cover. So something that might seem obvious to some people isn't obvious to others, and it doesn't mean that some people are smarter than others, it's just people's brains work differently. Anyway, so these are obviously Easter diamond paintings. You will be watching this on Valentine's Day. Did you do anything nice for Valentine's Day? My husband and I will have been together for 24 years in a few months. And we have been married for 21 years. It will be 22 years in September. So we don't tend to do anything. See, I nearly knocked it over there. We don't tend to do anything for Valentine's Day. Now, I can't even remember if we did when we first got together, to be honest. But, you know what happens when life gets in the way? Sometimes you forget to go out together, you forget to spend time, just the two of you, because you're so busy getting on with life. So we have decided this year that we are going out. So, while you are watching this, I will very possibly be at the cinema with my hubby Jack. We have booked to go and see Argyle. Now, I haven't been at the cinema since before the very first COVID lockdown. I remember exactly when it was, because Jack and I were going to the Stereophonics concert in the Hydro at Glasgow, and we decided to make a day of it, so a day and night of it. So we booked a hotel room, we had a few hours in Glasgow in the morning, we checked into the hotel, we went to Glasgow Quay, which is just a short walk away, or a wheel in my case because I'm in a wheelchair, whoops, just a short walk away from the Hydro, and we went to the Odeon Lux cinema, which was back then quite rare. It's the proper recliner seats, and you can get like table service and things like that, and we really enjoyed it. We went to see, I remember the film, it was The Invisible Man, obviously a remake of the original, and I actually really quite enjoyed it, but it was just good being out at the cinema. Right, I've done this area now, so I'm now going to put the film back over there and peel it back from up here. So yeah, it was lovely, and then after the cinema we went back to the hotel, we had a meal and got changed and went to the concert, and it was a fantastic night. It really was. The concert was amazing, the whole thing was really good, but obviously at that time COVID was becoming a big thing. It was March 2020, and really it was just starting to come to the UK, and I remember, you know, just little things like we were in the lift in the hotel and I coughed, and people laughed and looked at me and went, "Oh, is it COVID?" And we were all laughing. Little did we know then that everybody's life was about to change forever, basically. And no, it wasn't COVID, but when we got home the next day, my husband started feeling unwell, and lo and behold, he had COVID. So that was the first time our family was affected by it. Then I think my husband just got over it and was ready to go back to work, and then the lockdown hit, and the rest is history. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, that is how I remember the last time I was at the cinema, because it was such a significant time. It's like, you know, everybody knows where they were when they heard such and such news. I remember where I was right before COVID hit, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And I just basically never had the chance to go to the cinema since. Jack has, the girls have, my mum has, I've just not. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? That will be 4 years next month, the last time I was at the cinema. So I thought, do you know what better excuse to make myself go out and go to the cinema, because I'm not a recluse, but I'm quite happy in my wee house with my dogs and my family and my crafts, and I'm quite happy like that. If I never went out, it wouldn't bother me, but it's obviously not healthy to be like that. Now I'll give this a bit of a shake because I need more drills sticking up the right way. So yeah, I thought that would be a good way for me to say, right, let's go on a date. So I said to my husband, Valentine's Day, you, me, cinema, let's go. So we have booked to see the film Argylle, and I've seen a few reviews about it. I don't know an awful lot about it, but it looks like the kind of film that we're into. It's like a spy comedy type thing, I think. But to be honest, it's not really about the film. It's about getting out there and, you know, just spending time, the two of us, going to the cinema, having snacks. And again, I decided, you know what, let's go to the Odeon Lux, the same cinema as we were at back then, so that we've got the reclining seats and you can get the really good snacks and all the rest of it. So that is what we're doing. So yeah, while you are sitting watching me havering on, obviously if you're watching it when it's uploaded, if you're watching it in 3 weeks time, then no, that's been and done. But yeah, if you're watching it at the time, we will probably be, in fact, if this goes up at 4 o'clock, we'll probably just be coming out of the cinema when this goes up. Right, so that is all of number 1 done. Now, because this is a small piece, I'm quite happy to do all of the one colour or one number and then change. If you're doing a really big canvas, I would advise you just to do a small area at a time. And once you've finished all the number 1s, then go on to your next colour. Rather than, some people do all of the same number on the canvas and then, you know, do the same. But to me, it means taking the film on and off all the time. There's a chance of making it less sticky. There's more of a chance of it getting grubby and dirty. So I prefer just to do one area at a time. It's entirely up to you, but most diamond painters do it that way. So I have finished number 1. I am now going to pop these drills back, and I will go on to let's do number 4 now, because quite often as well I like to do from the outside in so that I'm not getting my hand on the sticky bits. So let's do number 4. So I've got my empty boat tray. It does look like a little boat, doesn't it? Pop some drills in, give it a shake. We want the yellow side up, that's the round side, and I've still got enough wax on my pen, so I don't need to do any of that. So again, I'm going to pick up a drill, put it on number 4, and I'm carrying on doing this. Now, normally when I'm diamond painting, I'll be watching YouTube videos, other like crafty videos, or There's a lot of different things that I watch on YouTube. That was a little bit tricky to pick up there, so I'm going to put some more wax on my pen. And again, I'm just going to pull the cover back, stick it down, and I've got some more wax in there. And I quite like to just make sure that it's properly in so that it's not all sticking to the drill. So yeah, I tend to watch YouTube while I am crafting, doing diamond painting. So if you're distracted by havering away like I am and accidentally put it on a number 5 instead of a number 4 and you think, what am I going to do? That's not right. Don't panic. You can just take the edge of the nib and you can pull it off. Either that or you can take tweezers and take it off. You can just slide it to the nearest number if it's right next to it like that. It's not the end of the world if you put it in the wrong place. Don't think, oh, well, that's that. That'll need to go in the bucket, because that's not the case at all. And say you finished it and then realised, oh, that one's in the wrong place. You can go in and change it, or you can just leave it. It's your piece of work. It really doesn't matter. So what I could do at this point is put these away and take number 5 out and do that, and then take number 4 out again. But again, because it's just a small area, I'm going to continue on number 4. So, going to carry on with this. Let me know what, did you do anything for Valentine's Day? Or are you like us and think it's a bit commercialised and it's more important when you're young and, you know, in the throes of young love? Let me know in the comments below. Now, I don't know if you can see that there, but it annoys me when the wax goes out of the nib slightly and it can start sticking to the drills, which annoys me. So I either just scrape it off or I just move it over and push it back into the nib. It's up to yourself. Now, I'm at the stage where this is coming off, which is fine because most of it's done anyway, and I'm going to be finishing it in the one sitting. So I'll just take it off and carry on. So yeah, that's Valentine's Day. Obviously, the key ring that I'm doing is an Easter one. And Easter's not far away this year. Isn't it strange how Easter changes from year to year? It's early again this year. It's in March. Can't remember the exact date, but it's quite early. My teen, Brooke, is off on half term this week. And it's the February half term, and she's only going to be back a few weeks and then she'll be off for Easter. It just seems crazy. Right, that's all of the number 4, so I'm going to put them away. The other thing as well, if you put your drills away and then later on you're like, there's another number 4 there, that's okay. You can go back to it at any point. It's not a big issue. I'm going to do number 5 now. Yeah, so do you celebrate Easter? Do you do the whole Easter egg thing? I have to say, when the kids were younger, I loved it because we used to make quite a big thing of it. We would, in the morning we would get up, whoopsie, and the Easter bunny would have left a trail of some kind, and it was usually like a treasure hunt, like with rhyming clues. The clue would be to a certain place in the house or in the garden that they would have to figure out where it was, and then they would need to go to that place and see if there was an egg there. And if they got it right, they would get the egg, but they would also get another clue to the next place, and they loved it. And as they got older, the clues got harder and it took longer, and it was really, really good fun. And after that, we would basically, usually the very last clue would be to their main eggs, whatever big eggs they got that year. And so, oops, where did that go? If that happens and you pick it up and you drop it and you're like, where did it go? The first thing I always do is check my piece to make sure it hasn't landed on a wrong number somewhere, and it hasn't, so it must have fell back into the drill tray, so that's fine. what was I saying? Yeah, so after they've got all their eggs, they would probably open them and have an egg for breakfast, because if you can't have chocolate on Easter, the only other time you can is Christmas Day. So yeah, I never used to mind them having chocolate for breakfast on Easter Day. So that's all the 5 done. I'm going to take out number 3. And then we would boil some eggs, so just some normal chicken eggs. I would boil them so that they were hard boiled and let them cool. And then once they were cool, they would decorate them. So sometimes it would just be with felt tip pen, like alcohol markers. Sometimes it would be paint. Sometimes if they were feeling very artistic, it would be like feathers and cardboard and all sorts of things. I remember at primary school decorating boiled eggs for Easter, and we used to go all out. Used to have competitions and everything for the best decorated egg, and it was so much fun. So yeah, we would decorate the eggs, and then later on we would go somewhere that had a nice big hill, and we would go for a walk. Oh, do you see where that one's accidentally picked up 2 at the same time, and one of them has stuck sideways to that? That's okay, just lift it off. That's all number 3's done. We've just got number 7 to do now. So yeah, we would go for a walk around the park or wherever it was, and then we would go to the top of the big hill, number 7, and we would take our eggs that we had decorated and roll them down the hill. And it was always, it started off at the beginning, like when I was young, it would be whoever's egg cracked last was the winner. But as the kids got older and full of energy and mischief, they would basically try to see who could smash their eggs the quickest. But we would just roll it from the top of the hill to the bottom, and then we would go down to the bottom, we would pick them up, and we would see if any of them had cracks in them, and if not, we would go back up to the top and roll it again. And it was basically just to help to remember the story of Easter and why eggs became a thing at Easter, you know, the rolling of the stone and things like that. We're not a religious family, but I think if you're going to celebrate sort of religious holidays like that, you do need to have a nod to the, sorry about my dog barking, he's barking at the squirrels. You do need to have a nod to the reason for doing things. And so yeah, that's why we would roll our eggs down the hill. Anyway, enough about Easter. That is that diamond painting done. Look at the difference now. If I turn it over, you will see that one's just plain, and that one's all sparkly. How good is that? So I'm not going to do any more on camera just now because I don't want to bore you to death. But I just wanted to do a little whip and chat, little work in progress and chat with you all, along with a little tutorial to show you how to get started when you're diamond painting. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy doing the rest of these now. I will say, always make sure you keep the protective film on the other side until you're ready to do it. It's up to you whether you do both sides at once and then move on to the next one. I tend to like a bit of variation, so I'll probably put that one away and then take a different keyring and do like the one side of all of them and then do it the other way, but it's entirely up to you. Now this has got, the Beebeecraft kit does come with the attachments. So to finish this off, obviously you would do both sides, and you can seal it if you like. Now how you seal it is up to you. It's a completely different video. Finishing diamond paintings and sealing them is a completely different video. I'm not going to go into it in this, but basically once you have done both sides, you basically just take the chain that comes in the kit, pop it through the little hole like so, and then you don't need to, if you're going to use this as a decoration for like an Easter tree, I've got a seasonal tree that I decorate according to whatever season or holiday it is. If you're going to put it on a tree or something like that, you don't need to put the actual hook on it, but it does come with this. So this can then be attached to like a bag, a zip, you know, that sort of thing, using the hook like that. So if that's the case, you basically just pop your chain through that as well, and then it just closes inside that clasp. Now I'm not going to close it just now because I've still got the other side to drill and I don't want that to get in the way. But that is basically what you would do, and then you would have, whoops, your Easter keyring. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you an idea of how good quality the Beebeecraft diamond painting is. That was excellent. You know, it was perfectly sticky in the right places, and the protective film was really good. Sometimes if they're lower quality, the protective film can sort of rip in pieces and it can be awkward, but there was nothing like that. The drills were great. I didn't come across any what we call trash drills doing that, and trash drills are basically ones that just are the wrong shape or the wrong colour or that sort of thing, but I didn't come across any of that. So I'm very, very happy with this kit, especially the fact that you get the stickers and the keyrings. It's unusual to get that. Anyway, I'm going to stop havering. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's helped you if you've thought about starting diamond painting but not really sure where to begin. It is so easy. It looks difficult and the finished piece looks like a masterpiece, but anybody can do it. I mean, I had my kids doing it from when they were, what age was Brooke when she started doing it? 8 maybe, 8 or 9. So it's something that anybody can do, and this would be another good Easter thing to do together on Easter Day. If you don't decorate eggs, why not decorate some stickers and put them on a little water bottle for going out that day, or put on, make some Easter stickers and make a handmade card for their gran, or you know, that sort of thing. Why not? There's endless possibilities with diamond painting, and the finished effect is always really good. So like I said, I hope you've enjoyed this. If so, please do hit the thumbs up button. I want to say thank you again to Beebeecraft for gifting these to me so that I could show you how to use them. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, please. I would love to have you along. And talk to me in the comments below. Did you do anything on Valentine's Day? Have you got anything nice planned for Easter? Have you got any Easter traditions that you always stick to every year? Just let me know. I love chatting to you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in our next one. Bye!